G'day everyone, Rara here from Rara's Realm. Welcome to, I haven't said that for a while, that's why. Welcome to this year-end roundup of my stitchy progress. I will try not to let it drag on too long, especially because I'll be winging it. There will be no editing involved. So if you have found me through the Advent Countdown, I am a Kiwi cross-stitcher, so this is cross-stitching. You are not obliged to watch it if you're only here for the Disney pins. So if you've been watching the Advent from my Flosstube channel, thanks ladies, thanks for commenting, and yeah. So I'm going to try and just not waffle too much. You know, I'm prone to waffling. Anyway, I have my little piece of paper. I'm going to start with, there is a little bit of stash and a kit. So I belong to the, I didn't even look it up properly, ABC Schoolhouse Sampler thing from a country sampler in Wisconsin. And I got the third kit, which is called A Sampler Roll by Samplers Remembered. And it's actually, oh dear, I'm in the wrong position to show things in plastic. Ugh. Here we go. I don't think I will be doing it as a roll. It's fully kitted, I would imagine on 36 count. Oh, I've just seen it says Confederate Grey 40 count. I hope it's not 40 count. I'm not sure my eyes could cope with 40 count. Anyway. If and when I eventually start this, which won't be next year, I will be doing it as a long thin thing rather than a roll. I have no, yeah, no. Anyway, so that is my one bit of stash. I'm actually toying, I can't decide, I'm still 50-50 on pulling out of the club for next year. It's an awful lot of money. And I need to be saving my money to go to Disneyland. So I still don't know whether I will carry on or whether I will actually pull myself off the list. I don't know. On the Disneyland front, this time next year I should be home. So within a couple of weeks I can actually start booking and paying for things. So that will be a milestone. Anyway, right, let's crack on with the end of year review. So I started 2019 with 5 WIPs, which was Orchard Valley Quilting Bee, Santa's Village, Hawk Run Hollow, Lucy Calcutt and the Garden Club series. I then started over the course of this year 22 further WIPs, and I finished 11 projects. So of the 27 WIPs I had this year, I finished 11, which means my maths is not working very well because it says I'm taking 13 in, so I've calculated something wrong. I am, according to my information from my book, I haven't actually counted the actual pile of WIPs. I'll do that later when I pick it up, put them away. I'm taking 13 WIPs into 2020. My plan is to actually not start anymore, but to work on finishing, with the exception of 2 things. So I still need to get on and get done touching the autumn sky that I am borrowing from Susan in Australia. And our stitching group has decided next year that we're going to do a stitch along. And we're going to be doing the, I don't know the name of it yet, because I haven't printed anything off yet. It's the 2020 Stitch Along from Modern Folk Embroidery, which looks absolutely stunning. So we won't be starting on the 1st of January. We will be starting at our first stitchy group, which is late January. So those are my 2 exceptions to no start. So I will do those starts, and then there's no more starts next year. It's just working on getting things finished. I'm still finalising how I'm going to operate next year, so I'm not going to discuss that now. I will do that in the first video next year, which will be mid to late January. So yes, Right, let's do some show and tell. So I thought I would show in order of finish. I think I've done it, all the finishes so far, and then I'll show all the whips that are going into next year, and that will be me. So I didn't pull the charts for the finishes, so I will do my best to tell you the correct information. So the first, my brain is not in gear. The first little piece that I finished was this, and I can't even tell you the name. It is written in my book, but it's going to take forever to find out. So this came from one of the cross-stitch ornament editions, just cross-stitch ornament editions. And this was actually fully finished. This was before I banished the fully finished ball from my year of crazy stitching. So where to put all of this stuff. The next finish I had, which is on, this is all called for linen, called for threads. This is Creek Bed Brown. This is Little House Needleworks. I believe it is called Season's Greetings, and it's just pretty. I actually have quite a bit of this fabric actually. I'm not very good at cutting. Look at all of that. I could get 3 more ornaments on here. I need to take my scissors out and do some tailoring. The next finish I had was a Prairie Schooler, and I think this is called By the Chimney, which is just amazing. I don't know how well you can see the chimney is black and green, but the light, you can get a bit of an idea there. So the next finish I had wasn't a start this year. I started it a few years ago and I put it away because I didn't like the silk on. This is a very drapey fabric, and the combination of the drapey fabric and the silk just annoyed me. But I cracked on this year and I actually got it finished. So this is Peacetree by Little House Needleworks. It's actually very nice. I just like, I got it as a kit. I don't know if it always comes as a kit or just the outfit here in New Zealand kitted it up, but I wasn't impressed. This is another just cross stitch ornament edition, and I think it's called Helpful Friends or something like that, which I really like. Again, finished before the ball was banished. Then I finished, this is Sophia Summerhouse Stitchworks, which is just pretty, and again I've got a whole heap of spare fabric. This is doubloon. Beautiful. The next finish came from Blackbird Designs Ooh La La booklet, and I think it's Louise something, but I fiddled with it, and I took out her name and I put my initials. I did a couple of other things, I can't remember off the top of my head. Without finding the booklet and looking, I did make another change, but I can't remember exactly what it was. So I fiddled around in here so that I could fit my initials and the year in. And this is Presidential Blue on raw linen. I don't know if it's 28 or 32 count. So then I had, this is again just cross stitch ornament edition. This is a Blackbird Designs. No, it's not. It's a Blue Ribbon Designs. I've done several of these over the years. I think they're really sweet, and this was fully finished as well. I think this one is called Woodland Friends or something along those lines. Tuck that in. Then I had, not quite back to back, I think there was something in between, but I've just kept these together. 2 Prairie Schooler Redwork Santas were finished. Then my big finish of the year is, I'm not even going to know how to hold this up properly in this space. So this is Little House Needleworks Orchard Valley Quilting Bee. That was finished 3 or 4 months ago now. It took about, let's say it took about 18 months altogether with my rotations. I started it, this was the first thing I started in 2018. Then my last finish of the year was Brenda Gervais' Blessed Bee. And I believe this is the called for linen and thread as well. That's just pretty. So those were all my finishes. I'll just show this while I've got it, then I'll put it out of the way. This is blimmin' heck, Touching the Autumn Sky, which is one of my 2 starts for next year. With having to buy, if you've been keeping up, you'll know I had to buy an extra lot of mystery pins for my advent calendar because I was having problems getting the first lot I brought. And because of that, I wasn't able to get the material for this before Christmas. So that'll be one of the first things on the list in January. Right, my pile. Let me just do a little manoeuvre. Okay. This is my whips. Right, these are in no particular order, it's just as I pulled them out. I keep all the project bags in a shopping bag, in a Sainsbury's shopping bag from England. So I just pulled them out. So the first whip carrying forward is the middle one, Night Before Christmas, Prairie Schooler. I'm going to shove these on the floor. And this is where I am at so far. It doesn't go beyond there. I haven't got any further yet, so that's whip number 1. Whip number 2 in Time Out is Jingle, a Mill Hill kit. That's as far as I have got. I do not enjoy stitching this at all. It's this thing, if it was done on linen it'd probably be perfectly fine. Maybe I should toy with that idea. Yeah, so it's in Time Out. My next whip is Sarah Casey Unwin by Chessie and Me, which is just beautiful. And this is where I'm at. I did quite a bit of this in September. I started this in September. So the basket in the centre is nearly finished. It only needs 2 flowers. That's Sarah Casey Unwin. My next whip, which hasn't been stitched on for a while, is Cooper, Kathy Barrett's Cooper. He's beautiful too. And this is how far we are with Cooper. Some of these smaller ones I'd like to hope I get finished next year. Then I have Nora Corbett's Pond Lily. To hold it right for the glare. If you haven't been watching the Advent Countdown, you may not realise, but I've actually turned to 90 degrees. Normally I face that way, and my camera actually hangs off the shelf there. But because I had to fit a bed in here with family staying, I've had to turn. So I've now got windows there and there, that way, and that way. So the glare is all different. Anyway, sorry. I was halfway through showing you a whip. So that's where I'm at on Pond Lily. So she needs a head and her wings and all the beading, which I will have to get help for from the girls at Stitchy Group. The next whip, so it looks like, so everything I've shown you thus far was started in 2019. So this is one of the 5 that I carried into this year. So this is Blackbird Designs Garden Club series, and I'm on part 4. So those are the 4 parts so far. another new start, and this is now available. I've seen it certainly on 123 Stitch. This is A Country Winter by Plum Street. I got this from as a kit from Country Sampler a while back, and this is Diddy, just teeny. So that's where we're at. This is 1/2 on 36 count. So then the first project I started this year was Joy, Country Cottage Needleworks, and we're halfway. No, in fact I don't even think we are halfway because we haven't got all the leaves on the vining here. But that's because of the way my rotation ran this year. I think this is my last start this year. Pineberry Lane's bringing home the tree. And that is where we're at with that. So I've got a whole bunch of trees and a Santa to do on that one. Another one of the projects I took into this year, Hawk Run Hollow. This is woeful. It would go a lot better if it was the only thing I was stitching on. So I am still on block 2. So I've only actually got the trees to finish, and then that block is actually done. Another one I brought into this year, Lucy Calcutt 1825, which you all caught a glimpse of anyway at the Stitchy Group short video last week. But that's where we are at, pretty much. Not a lot more, but there are obviously some elements to do, but there's not a lot more on that page at the top. We can get down a bit. Marjorie Macy's Quaker Street, and I'm starting from this side, so I did it because I was worried about fabric. So that is, there is a little bit more below here, but it's the date, so I'm actually not going to do this bit yet. I will start to move over now, and I will do this nearer when I know what year I finish it in. I haven't got a picture for this one. So this is the last of the 5 I brought into this year, which is Santa's Village. And I have got the first 4 finished. So only 8 more to go. And the last start that does not get pulled very often from the pillowcase of balls was this Hade, Silent Night Lane by Donna Gelsinger. So you will need a magnifying glass to see what I have done. That. And that is a corner of page 1 and 1 colour of that corner. I'm not even sure how far down page 1 comes yet. So that is that. So that is all of my whips and finishes from 2019. I think that is all I have to share with you. I will give a better idea of my plans in the first video for next year. There won't be any stitching videos between now and then. My plan over the holidays, probably until New Year, is to work on Christmas projects, any of the Christmas whips that I've got, and then after that just whatever takes my fancy until, well, I say that, it depends on when I get the fabric for Touching the Autumn Sky, because as soon as I get the fabric for that, that will be my focus piece, I know that much, and my rotation will include a slot for focus piece, so it will get its own slot and a focus piece slot, to get it done. I'm aware of, I don't want to hold on to the chart forever and a day, I don't want to abuse the situation, so yeah, so as soon as I've got the fabric for that, everything else will get dropped, and I will do that until I start my rotation, which will be after my family go in the middle of January. So yeah, so that's middle of January I will reveal all the stuff for next year. There won't be a lot of buying, other than probably replacing threads for projects. And the odd, I mean, I'll treat myself a little bit. I know how much money I potentially can save next year, and I should not need all of that. I won't have the luggage space to spend all that money, so I should be able to get a few charts here and there. I think there's a new Hands Across the Sea that looks interesting, and I like some of the Brenda Gervais Christmas stuff this year. So there is a little order I'd like to make. So I think I'll do that in January and just have a wee splurge, and then just knuckle down and work on getting things finished. So I shall sign off. There won't be a Flosstube video now until the middle of January. There will continue to be Christmas countdown videos until the 24th, and then there won't be anything then for the sort of the 3-ish weeks after that. So I would like to wish everyone who won't be watching the Christmas countdown videos a very happy Christmas, or happy holidays, however you celebrate with your family and friends, and I will catch you in January if I don't see you on a countdown video. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow on a countdown video. Right, I'm going to watch it back. Hopefully it is acceptable enough to go up, and I will get this going. Bye for now.